Hello all, this is Colo5 playing Elden Ring with the Ascension mod on Nightmare mode. The footage you're seeing right now is still just of the Hell mode. It was on the previous version. I just wanted to get this through because this boss battle was pretty epic. It's damn hard. Um, so yeah, no, I've started a new character, new playthrough, but this recording, this video should be a fair bit quicker. I skipped through a lot of the jank that I went through, or the early starting area, which everyone's probably seen a million times. I know I have. But yeah, just this battle was pretty damn epic. But yeah, links for music and the mod are in the description below. Yeah, the update's been really good. A lot of quality improvements, but there still is a couple of little janky things. I'll try and talk through as I go through this video. Nothing terrible, but some just really a bit of a gut punch of some of these bosses, considering they're hard as it is anyway. And then you get an issue where it just pretty much depletes your health unfairly. Not related to the statuses, just a gripe that happens with one of the area effects, but I'll see it in a later video. But yeah, I found this battle to be one of the hardest because both these enemies on their own, like, to be fair, the wolf does get me a fair often, but like on their own, I think I still would be able to fight both of these individually and not have too much trouble. But yeah, no, just trying to balance the screen time for both, listen out for both the cues on their strikes, particularly the giant. It's not lethal at all, the giant, but just when you get it out of view, its area of effects are a huge pain in the ass. Oh, and I was pretty sure I was watching Black Panther, well, not Black Panther? Yeah, whatever that superhero movie is. I don't know, I'm not flash on all those, but I did want to watch it before, seeing the new trailers of Wakanda Forever coming out. So many of my other playthroughs are just spent in the wall, just getting double struck. Definitely, this is not at all a flawless playthrough at all. I definitely take a lot of hits where I really shouldn't have, just more of a attrition. But they were my previous attempts. So just my camera would get stuck. I get walled up, thrown up against the wall, and just area effect after area effect. I finally got the fox down, and the wolf down. And yeah, I've started to notice some of the enemy bosses. I'll just speed through this because it's just fighting, hitting the ankles. Some of the bosses, their co-summon does end up dying, or at least despawning if you kill the main boss, or at least deplete their main health bar. Strange. I'm not sure what's intended from the authors. Particularly, when you spawn back into the area. Yeah, here I don't know why I went for the longsword instead. I guess I was trying to put area of effect. Oh, I now just leave this in so you can see the rewards, just in case. Again though, this is a previous version. I'm not sure if any of this is still current. I think most, the bosses are probably the same. Alright, so now we're getting into the nightmare mode now. This is just me making my brand new character in that. But yeah, definitely from here on, I'll speed through as much as I really seem necessary. I'm dying to get to the, at least the next area. I really want to get to Altus Plateau and further, because I've seen this opening area way too many times for sure. I barely really get to it. Yeah, that's about as standard as my first attempts go, but even still, that was a bit of a broad attack. Yeah, I was just checking through that armament. Yeah, pretty good grab. Drip just for the level 1 character. Yeah, so, and I thought, oh sweet, I'll be able to rock into this boss. Yeah, just use my spells, it'll be great. But I don't know, must have tied the status effects potentially to your level, maybe, I don't know. But this guy just didn't proc any of the poison. Yeah, so that was definitely my first attempt, and yeah, this is my last attempt. This actually took me like a good couple of hours to get this boss. Yeah, and it's just a normal rag enemy later when we get to the Stormvale castle and that. I'm not sure if the health or anything, any of the resistances in that are changed for this boss fight, but yeah. Definitely, like, I think that's my only, maybe only get 2-shotted. 2 hits and the rest of them I do dodge. But this actually made me very frustrated. Like, if I knew I was going to spend over 3 hours on this boss, I would have skipped through, grind it up a bit, or at least, face something I could defeat without getting destroyed. Having a bit of progression, and I'll make up for that progression later. But yeah, no, I wouldn't have sunk so much time into this. But this was definitely a bit of a, I've got very little tools and resources to use. Better just get good. I love that at Strike. I want to bait that so much. I just realized when once I got to halfway, he would use the those big sort of leaping, very very telegraphed strikes, and I knew I could get damage in. I got like 2 or 3 times where I got 2 strikes away from getting killed, and I'm just way impatient. Yeah, so those ones, always guaranteed. He gives me a little bit of a shock later where he doesn't do the lunge, he just throws the shield, does the big whirlwind, and I thought I was about to jump in, but yeah, knew I wouldn't be able to risk it. But yeah, no, definitely the little axe, like it, I can use it with the stats that I have. The falchion or whatever that other thing was. Again, I was trying to proc the bleed, but I never could on this build at least. So yeah, the axe with the magic infused took chunks of the damage off more than that falchion that I couldn't use, didn't have the skill requirement. I think it's here. Yeah, that scared me heaps. But then going back, tried true. Boom. That was such a long time, you have no idea. I just left this thing in, like, if you remember from the starting of my first hell mode, I was like, yeah, sweet, gonna run away from that boss because I knew she saw me. But she has a little sneak, I don't know how clever she would have been. I'm like, oh jeez, I gotta get away from this this projectile. Nah, just get lifted. As here, I just quickly touch that NPC, figured it did chase me. The aggro range is ridiculous. See, like, anyway, so we do a little kite around, run around the back. And yeah, so yeah, I'll just pretty much be dropping in this fast forward gameplay just really quickly to show you what I'm sort of doing, where I'm going, anything decent to pick up, any NPC sort of questline stuff. Definitely don't take this as gospel or as a walkthrough or anything, but definitely if you're tackling this mode, at least you can see from my failings or successes and all that. But yeah, no, just pretty much pick from the low-hanging fruit, grab all the pretty much immediate stuff you can do. Just get these guys to move away so I can loot this stuff here. There's, yeah, early game Elden Ring, there's tons of low-hanging fruit, and I think from the early game when it's first released, there's a few YouTubers or yeah, people just putting really quick guides out to give you like as much benefit as possible, get all the runes that you can pick up without needing to actually fight anything. But still, like, the aggro range on this knight is ridiculous. And I made a little failed attempt at I was like, oh, I'll give him a couple hits, but I definitely wasn't in it to try and beat against this dude. And yeah, so this is the spawn-in NPC as well, so it's not the main boss. Anyway, chat to that bloke, and I target immediately for that club that I lent on for that last playthrough. But check this out, I don't know if this is a bug, and I'm still unsure. I'm guessing it's the raw from the bigger guys. I can't see a knife thrown or what would you call it? An arrow being shot or anything like that. And it's definitely not the little guys. The little guys aren't proccing that bleed build up. But yeah, fortunately the bleed isn't as ridiculous as it was in the vanilla. And but yeah, that, like, I don't know, I guess I was still getting chased, but those guys were like ages away. At least 30 meters or whatever. Yeah, so I farm up a bit, and yeah, I pretty much justify giving myself a big boost to runes, just due to spending hours on that first boss. But anyway, yeah, no, I farm these guys out a little bit, and just in this run I do pick up that club that I'm after. I think it's the best part about this mod is just how much stamina it gives. I'm not sure, like, I definitely haven't intended to proc into, I haven't intended to, what do you call it, build into having heaps of stamina, just enough to hold all my equipment, really. But it's good I can be as aggressive kind of as I'm wanting to be. Definitely leads to downfall a little bit. But anyway, skipping through, grabbing the stuff. I equip those crystals. No, what do you call it? I equip those into my flask of physic. But yeah, no, just picking up whatever I got there. Whatever was available, didn't have to fight those bears really. Avoiding that whole mess of before, like the those sort of insta-kill spells that some of those guys get off. And pretty much, I think there's a bit that I haven't filmed a bit later where I clear out all of, what do you call it, Weeping, whatever this area is, Weeping Peninsula. Oh, and I do kill this giant. I was a bit like, yeah, you know, I'll give it a go. But yeah, just to kill it by status. But yeah, speed through this because, I mean, it's a long drawn out fight. But yeah, no, I clear out Weeping Peninsula. Yeah, really trying to sort of speed through anything that's not super necessary. I drop in a few areas of where, you know, where stuff is, just in case people are watching this to go, oh, I haven't been there yet. And a bit of a shout out, I guess, as well. Like, I've made a checklist. I don't know if there's sort of common knowledge or whatever, but if you go on the Nexus, oh, I have an absolute terrible go at getting this done, Beetle. But yeah, go on to Nexus. I've made a checklist. You might see a couple of videos on this channel relating to that checklist, but this is definitely what I like to use to make sure that I've got stuff there. It's not super smart. It's just a Excel spreadsheet. You can tick stuff off. No, but it's definitely how I feel more confident that I've like gone through an entire area and grabbed all the stuff. Yeah, it's a surprising amount of things that yeah, you didn't either think were there, or just areas that, you know, there's a cave that it's just hidden just really subtly under sight. But yeah, again, more low-hanging fruit, just stuff that I probably honestly won't ever like actually touch or use, but I've collected it. It's there just in case. Oh, and yeah, actually I do, you know, this is actually could be a ticket item in the next couple of minutes. Geez, I actually can't remember where I picked it up. The round shield. I can't remember. It must have, maybe I bought it from an NPC. So here I realize I pick up the sun, oh, whatever it's called, the sun ruin or shield. Here we go. Sun round shield. Sun realm shield is what I was looking at, because I was like, oh, I knew that gave me extra cast speed. But I checked out this round shield. I was like, oh, it's going to give me more damage to undead enemies. Like, oh, sweet. There's the, what do you call it? The boss that's down there. I can't remember what it's called. Timbler? I don't know. The rowboat dude that summons all enemies. But the added effect of the shield is that the skeleton dudes, they don't respawn. So, round shield. I'm sure this wasn't in the vanilla. I'm sure it was just a basic round shield. But round shield, the skeletons won't respawn. And this guy didn't want to talk to me. I don't know if I stuffed that quest. Anyway, Colo 5. This is episode 1.